Hey there, welcome to Eve News, Weather and Sports. It's November 20th, 2025, and I'm Mike Azariah. And let's begin with the elephant in the room, which is a big one with tusks and everything. Gobbins, leader of Pandemic Horde, was in the process of stepping down, and there was some hesitation in the changeover, that sort of thing. A lot of people felt like he just made a run for it. And Goon saw a moment of weakness and decided to step in and take advantage of it, as rightly they should when there's a moment of weakness in one of the big three or four coalitions in the game. So they charged in, reinforced or attacked the Keep Star in Romeo Tac Alpha Golf 7 Whiskey and bubbled the living daylights out of it. It looked like it was ready to be shipped by Amazon. Boom, bubbles all over the place, hell camping it, and basically really hit Pandemic Horde hard. A lot of their assets are probably going to go to asset safety. The rest is going, some people tried to make a run for it, and they come up in the news later on when I get to the traffic. The Goons finally did take down the Keep Store in about the last day or two, and large explosion, beautiful photography. I would recommend going and taking a look on um, Reddit or any of the other sources, but there's some nice shots of it. And Goons are now in the process, they say, of glassing all of the Dronelands region, and then they're going to see what happens next. Now, you know that nature abhors a vacuum, which means I do not expect it to be wide open. They say they're going to encourage smaller alliances and corps to go in and try to make a name for themselves, but it, my cynicism kicks in, and whether they actually follow through with doing that we remains to be seen. Like I said, there's a lot of other groups. But now in large coalitions, that's a big one, and they took numbers hits. So I want to go to the weather next and talk about movement. Pandemic Horde in the last week have lost 13,000 members. They're down to 35 from 48, so that is a big drop. And 13,000, I think 778 when I was looking. Biggest pickup was Fraternity, who picked up 1,988 in the same period, but there was no large clump moving and then immediately picked up. You got to figure that some of them are going to be rather ticked off at this heavy loss, and they may be just leaving Pandemic Horde but not joining anybody else, but taking a break from Eve. And that's understandable. I mean, if you lost a lot of your assets, or now you're going to have to pay to get them back from asset safety, that's going to be something that would give you pause and make you consider where and what you want to do next in the game. Violence wise, of course, RAG7W did top the boards for nullsec with 1,068 ships blown up and 1,387 pods, people trying to make a run for it. So in low sec, it was Otsasai, 342 over 208. High sec, as usual, it was Jita at 493 over 321. NPC space was Delta Bravo Romeo November TAC Zebra, Zulu, pardon me, with 39,462 ships being popped in the last 24 hours. In other news, the voting has ended, so I will stop nagging you to vote. The results will be announced on November the 14th. Christmas is coming, and that gives a lot of potential for events. A lot of people do celebrate Christmas, and the two that have leapt into my feed so far, and I will provide links to both of these down below. Eve Rookies is doing a Secret Santa, and there'll be a link to that, and that one I am actually participating in. And also Luminaire, there's going to be a great snowball fight on December the 14th, 2025. I will put a link to that as well. The snowball fight's a lot of fun. I hope I get to go to it, but December 14th is my mother's birthday, so I may be spoken for that evening. If you do have an event or your organization has an event that you want to advertise for the holiday season, please drop me a line and I'll try to slip it in, put links into to this little video when I can. So if you want to talk it up, let me know. Uh, I am still doing fundraising. It is still November. I've got 20 more days left fundraising for Operation Magic School Bus. And I want to end with a joke because it started with a lot of people having loss and a huge thing blowing up. Way back when, I heard this joke a long time ago. Frank Sinatra was checking into a hotel in Las Vegas, and the bellboy's carrying up his bags. And he says, "Hey, kid, what's the biggest tip you ever got?" And the kid says, "Well, Mr. Sinatra, sir, it was $20. And Sinatra goes, "Hey." And as he puts down the bag, gives him a 50 and says, "There you go, kid, off you go." And he says, "Gee, thanks." And Sinatra says, "Who gave you 20 anyways?" "You did last time." Off he goes. So this happened a year or two ago with me in Operation Magic School Bus because I'd had a few large donors. I do get a few large ones. And somebody asked, "What's the biggest that you've ever gotten?" And at the time, the answer was 25 billion. He said, "Okay, fine, here you go," and donated 25.1 billion to Operation Magic School Bus just so he could hold the record for having the largest donation. Now, I've been tempted to tell him that it's been passed just to see if he'll up and pass it, but I'd rather not lie because I do tend to honor my words, so to speak. But if you want to donate and if you want to surpass 25.1 billion just to give that guy something to whine about, you're welcome to do so. It's a game. Eve is a game. So some people took it really well and said, "Well played, goons. Sorry, we are going to be weak for a while." And the game, to a certain extent, feels like it got a little smaller when one of the big powers gets removed. But it's still a game. They had fun making a breakout. Maybe some of the pandemic horde won't be part of the rats leaving the sinking ship and will try to rebuild or do something new with it. We've over the years we've lost a lot of large groups and alliances. Some have undergone sea changes to become um, less brazen and more efficient in almost running it like a, well, we call them corporations for a reason. I enjoy the game a lot. I do what I can in the game. I'll find out what I'm doing in the game for the next year as of Friday, November 14th, when the votes are announced or the results of the votes are announced. But either way, you will hear from me again because I don't care whether I'm on the CSM or not. I will be here doing Eve News, Sports, and Weather. If I get elected, I'll also occasionally be doing a little CSM update as well. It's what I do. But you have yourselves a good one. Gin and tonic looks just like water sometimes, but I will talk to you in about a week's time. I hope you have a lovely November. And if you are part of Pandemic Horde, well played. You got caught flat footed, but keep on and keep playing the game. And if you're a member of Goons or one of their affiliates, good job. Beautiful bubble wrap, beautiful job, good takedown, and fast response to a perceived weakness. You cannot take your time with that sort of thing because people will recover. Salute. Later, Gators.